Hi there, it's Kevin with AcademyMatch.com with match number 1 with the quest for the Holy Relic. This is absolutely mulligan. We have 5 lands of Springleaf Drum and a Memnite, so this will be shipped back. And this is actually worse than the last hand. So we're going to have to mulligan this one as well with 1 land. And I think this is okay. It's a little bit aggressive. We can have a first turn 2/2 Glint Hawk. And I think we do bottom the Flooded Strand. At this point, I don't think we need another land. I'd rather bottom it with the Flooded Strand. And so we're going up against another blue deck. We find a Quickling. So I'm going to play an Ornithopter. And I think we will go get a Hallowed Fountain. And then we could easily run into a Lightning Bolt here. And just kind of be board wiped. Which is the problem this deck is going to have against any bolt type deck. And that appears is what's going to happen. He bolts the Ornithopter, we lose the Faerie Impostor. And this deck is definitely better on the draw. And there is nothing else to sacrifice or to play. So I guess that's like, I don't know, that's maybe you just hold off if you know you're going up against a bolt deck. Hold off on playing that. Because now we're way far behind with getting 2 for 1 to and mulliganing to 5. Especially against a deck that can just dig up more bolts through Serum Visions or Snapcaster Mages. So we do find another land, which at this point is unnecessary. The good news is we have both Invisible Stalkers and a Geist of St. Traft, which will do good against this type of deck. But those, of course, are in the sideboard. We have a Springleaf Drum. That's going to be nice with Glint Hawk. And he may just counter this Glint Hawk. Or just Snapcaster Bolt it. Remand is fine. I don't think we care too much about a remand at this point. It draws him a card, though. So our opponent is closer to either digging out his twin combo or just establishing huge board presence with Snapcaster Bolt, Snapcaster Remands. On MTG, it seems like this deck is way overrepresented, the blue-red control. Faerie Conclave will be nice. It's another thing he has to deal with. But I think we will go with another Glint Hawk and see if somehow we can get this. We're going to tap down the Glint Hawk. Apologies for the lag. It is lagging terribly bad. And yes, we'd like to return an artifact back to our hand. And I believe we will just cast it again. And then pass the turn. And he does have the second bolt. Now we just have to avoid having the Snapcaster Bolt. We do have a Path to Exile for his twin combo. We have some decent action for twin. Let's throw out another Memnite. And now we can use the Quickling in response to things, so if he tries to kill the Memnite, we can flash it back and have a 2/2 flyer. I mean, this isn't the worst type of matchup. The biggest difference here, see if he does try to bolt it. He is going to go for a bolt. So at least we get him to use his bolt. And we can Quickling back. This actually upgrades our Memnite. And we have a 2/2 Quickling. So I actually feel okay. We're in a decent position with the Faerie Conclave. I'm sure he'll attack in with the Snapcaster. And I'm not going to block it because the Memnite can be thrown in front of the Snapcaster just fine. And it is just going to be Grixis, most likely just Grixis Delve. So you'd have to worry about like Tassigers. I'm going to throw out a Memnite here. And I think we will go for a Faerie Impostor. See if he's got another Snapcaster Bolt. And we'll throw back the Memnite. And we can actually activate the Faerie Conclave if we so choose. I think at this point we do. And attack in with both. And hopefully it doesn't have a Pestermite. Another Snapcaster Bolt. Well, the Snapcaster can't block anything here. He's just going to try to aggro me down. He'll probably kill the Faerie Conclave. That's what I would do. Might kill the Quickling. So the Faerie Conclave eats a bolt. And he takes another two. He takes two. So we're fairly similar with life totals. He'll be able to attack me with Snapcasters. Which I will block one of them with the Memnite. And he does have the card advantage over me. And these paths are kind of weak versus Snapcasters. This is where I think a Relic, like the Trinket Mage Relic, would work out really well. The blue Delve decks really bank on having just insane card advantages through Snapcaster Mages. And I guess even like Kolaghan's Command can get back Snapcasters. So I don't even know if I want this in the graveyard. Which if it's a Kolaghan's Command, I think we just get insanely behind here. This looks like a Tassiger, which the Path Exile will do wonders for. He might have a Dispel. For a lot of them are running mainboarded Dispels. I don't like the Flooded Strand. We'll path it off. Yeah, there's the Dispel. So he had an excellent, excellent hand versus our hand. I think we do thin out with a Flooded Strand. At this point, the quest is very subpar. So you need to find a blocker for Tassiger. Tassiger is going to get some decent. So do I use? I don't think I use the Flooded Strand here though, because then it puts us into lethal range. And I'm sure it'll activate Tassiger. Could have another bolt that just wins. I'm surprised he didn't activate Tassiger there. So he can't use the Polluted Delta, which is nice. But we actually go down to a 1, and we're at the mercy of of our draw here. Now, if we get another bounce guy, that's really good because we can attack and then quest. I didn't want him to see him, so we just hold everything back, unfortunately. And he's going to activate Tasigur. And we'll just give him a Dispel back. Or Remand at this point. We just give him a Dispel. But I don't think there's anything I can really do. We have to trade with the Snapcaster. And that means I can't Dispel or take out his Tasigur. So maybe that wasn't the right line of play. It's terminate anyway. All right, so we'll go on to the sideboard. I do like our sideboard a lot versus this matchup. We can bring in the Spell Pierce. Ensoul Artifact isn't terrible. It's terminate though. Can he deal with an Ensouled Darksteel is the question. I don't like the paths as much against Tasigur. I think we can be pretty aggressive versus Tasigur. I also don't quite need the Aven Rift Watchers, but it's the Geist and the Invisible Stalker and the Mistbind Clique and the Vendilion Clique I think are going to be really good here. I don't even know if we want to try to go for Quest for the Holy Relic. We are on the play though. Vapor Snags do seem really good. Reality Acid I don't quite see the point of. Argentum Armor, I don't think the Elbrus the Binding Blade is good here. And Dream Stalker is excellent. It's just better than like Quickling. Spellskite is also amazing here. I think just more of the swords. We could just cut down in the quest, but that's the whole point of this deck. I want to try Ensoul. Ensoul Artifact can be remanded. If he's playing Vapor Snagged, the Darksteel Citadel can be Vapor Snagged back. But if we Ensoul Artifact, even on like an Ornithopter, like all the lightning bolts are bad. The Terminates are fine, though Kolaghan's Command is pretty good. I think Kolaghan's Command is exceptionally good against all of... Fire and Ice is going to come back in. I'm not quite sure we care about Light and Shadow. It gains us 3 life and gives us... I think we do want both the War and Pieces, and maybe we just get rid of the Argentum Armor. This would require us to get rid of 5 cards, and I don't even know... We're going the Invisible Stalker route, though, so we do want to kind of slim down on... I'm going to cut the Vapor Snag, because it's really not doing us much. And maybe a card like Quickling is the weak link here. And I'm going to just cut 1 quest. Alright, so yes, I'd love to see like a Spellskite in an opening hand. This is fine just because we have an Invisible Stalker. It's kind of weak though. We don't really have that much action other than we do have a first turn Glint Hawk and Memnite. Which he cannot 2-for-1 us here. That game was actually a lot closer than it seemed. We had to mold a 5, and we got 2-for-1 off the Lightning Bolt. But you can see with the quest, like a first turn quest there would have been really good. Because then we could have 2 cards out on turn number 2. Now he's going to need to get a Bolt for the Glint Hawk. He most likely has it. They always have a Bolt. There's the Bolt. But Invisible Stalker is going to be wonderful. I think we'll go with the Kor Skyfisher, though. Or another Glint Hawk. So I'm going to attack in with the Memnite. Get him down to a 16. And I'd rather just Glint Hawk. Force out another. Lightning Bolt, if he has one. A Terminate is something he's going to have to do. And most likely fetch Shock again. It's going to be a Serum Visions. We'll go grab a Fountain to play tapped. He could easily have another lightning bolt in his hand. Did not like to see that island. We'll go ahead and attack in with the team. And he could actually have a spell snare. We'll go another Kor Skyfisher. And cast another Memnite. So looking good, no other lightning bolt. He didn't use the Tarn at the end of turn to go grab a black source either. So he's going to be doing quite a bit of damage just by the shocking and the fetching. Could have like a Pyroclasm or something similar. Pyroclasm wouldn't take care of the Kor Skyfisher though. Kolaghan's Command. 2-for-1's me. They did their damage though. Another useless land. I guess I should have fetched it in a turn. Go ahead and attack in. Get him down to an 8. And we'll Invisible Stalker. And hopefully he doesn't have a Snapcaster Bolt. And then we can somehow get there with the Stalker. The Stalker will be incredibly good against this deck. I don't know if he can deal with it. So he's going to Visions. He needs to get a Tasker out immediately to try to keep up with the damage. So there's the Snapcaster Bolt for the Skyfisher. I'm going to go ahead and just thin out our deck. We can draw into an equipment and we can cast and equip, which is really good on the Invisible Stalker. And get our last planes here. So you can see that we don't have a lot of... Our Flooded Strands are useless now if we draw into them. But maybe I should have kept in the Quicklings because they really help. Mutavault's actually okay. It's better than nothing. But we really, really got flooded. Down to a 15 if he Taskers here. Tasker would be the best case scenario. Ornithopter is bad. We'll activate the Mutavault and swing in with the Invisible Stalker on the Mutavault. He could have another Kolaghan's Command or a Bolt. 5 cards in hand. Just an insane amount of cards left in our opponent's hand. It's going to be a Terminate on the Mutavault. We'll be able to attack in with the Stalker. Get him down to a 6. I will cast the Ornithopter. At least it can block like a Tasker hit. Or it's another thing that we can hook up. He's going to come in with the Snapcaster Mage. Down to a 13. And here's Tasker or Angler. So that's where the pass and I guess the paths and the Vapor Snags could still come in. Well, no fun when you draw like this. Possibly could go down in the land count. We don't need a lot of lands. But any sword off the top just wins if we can actually get it to stick. And he just dropped an Anger. That's good for us. And a Creeping Tar Pit. So here I'll block the Angler with the Ornithopter. I might actually keep the Ornithopter for a turn, as it gives us something. No, Glint Hawk's okay because we have a Darksteel Citadel. So come on, Sword. Or a Geist. There's the Glint Hawk. The Glint Hawk's still bad at this point, even with being able to Snapcaster back to terminate. It's down to a 4. Well, Glint Hawk. Or Cryptic. Oh, that's actually smart. He can bounce, and this just forces me to kill the Glint Hawk. Because we do not have another artifact. And now I need a Miracle Sword off the top. It did get a Cryptic out of the way. Another Ornithopter. Gives us another blocker, sort of. And this is just showing that, like, this deck works a lot better, of course, when you draw the quest and have it out first turn. But most likely we're just going to get Snapcaster or just terminated here on the Ornithopter and just lose. So maybe I should have kept in the path, if that's going to be his win conditions, is the Angler. But both games we got him down to very low, and the Mulligans and the Floods were bad for this particular draws. Let's see what we would have drawn into in a few turns. Imposter would have been okay, and there's the Geist. Geist would have been backbreaking if we could just get it out. So we'll go on to the next match. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.